The very first talking of Diamond Dynasty for MLB The Show 26 has officially happened. The feature premiere. Yesterday we had the trailer. I'm not going to go over too much of what was already in the trailer. We'll just kind of, if they had new info, we'll go over it. So make sure you guys watch yesterday's video. Full yap on the DD trailer. But with the feature premiere today, it was mostly a breakdown of the stuff they showed yesterday. So for example, we get an actual look at the World Baseball Classic in mini season. So as you can see here, Pool C, and you see the Luchadors, not an actual team. So what it sounds like with mini season, we talked about how you can make it as long or short as you want with the different options and stuff. But what you do is you use your team to replace one of the teams in the mini season. So you could replace any of them you want. You could replace USA if you want. You could replace Czech Republic if you want. Literally any of them. And then you play through the World Baseball Classic format. So as you can see, this is Korea versus whatever team you are, Dylan C. So you get to bring all your cards in. It's not like you have to use the Team USA cards if you replace Team USA. So pretty cool. I like this. I like the idea of this. And they do have the rights and all of the players on these teams. So everybody that's on the Czech Republic WBC team, you can use. Australia, USA, Japan. I almost said North Korea. Oh my God, absolutely not. Very different. South Korea, Korea in general. Oh my God, no way I just said North Korea. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's not a cut. It's staying in. It's staying in. Oh my God. Oh, we got to regain after that one. That was insane. Oh my God. All right. Regain. But mini season. So yeah, I think there's also going to be classic mini seasons in the game. It's not only going to be WBC stuff, but I think the WBC stuff is good additions, and there will be Diamond Dynasty cards for a lot of the players that we may not even know about on these teams. You know what I'm saying? For example, this guy that just came to bat, see right here. So we got Ja Woo-koo. Hopefully I pronounced that right. But if I move my camera down here, you'll see he is a silver 79 overall, which means these are actual like cards. So that's pretty cool. We should be able to get access to them at some point. Like to see that. Another example of a pitcher from Korea, Chan Swung-bae. Another card that we will be getting to use basically, or go against. And they do have all the stadiums. So this is another one in the World Baseball Classic. I don't know if this was, is this the one in Puerto Rico? It might be. So he's an IRL player. Yes, he is an IRL player. Absolutely. Now, after that, they showed that off a little bit. That was pretty cool. They go into them talking about the parallel system again. And I have to say, if you don't want to use this mod system that they talked about, you still get the standard parallel. So if you don't have a mod attached to a card, you get the old parallel +1, +2, +3 to everything. But this mod system is actually kind of sick. And as somebody that is a min-maxer to the nth degree in every game I play, I'm going to probably be spending way too much time doing this. So within each of these, you get, I'm trying to find it actually in the feature premiere where they show it off. There are 57 mods in the game. And you have to put one on each player. Well, you don't have to, but if you're going to do a mod, you can only do one. So I think I need to start it up top here. Contact, power, fielding speed. These are like the main things. And then within each of these is like a secondary boost. So like right here, when you get to gold, you can see here, this is contact right here. If you go over one, this is contact power. So you get a main boost to contact with a secondary to power, and then fielding, and then speed. But when you change it up here, these are like the main ones. So if I change this to power, and then this one right here, this would be main power and then secondary contact. And then you can see how it affects your attributes here. And you can use the right stick to scroll over to the other stuff as well. I think this is kind of cool. And then in order to unlock these, it's not only PXP, but you'll have secondary missions as well for the gold and diamond tiers. So the example I thought of that would be completely OP is like a Lou Brock or a Brian Roberts with double power. So power main and power secondary. And when you get to diamond level, that's +20, they said, on some things. So just imagine Brian Roberts and his amazing swing that hits tanks with like 60 power every year. Imagine he gets 80 power. GG's. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't even include boosts from captains. team building is going to be crazy this year. And that isn't even, that's an understatement for what they talked about later, because they did show some live content as well. It's not just like the basics of Diamond Dynasty. They actually showed some cards and they leaked some things intentionally. It wasn't unintentional, it was intentional, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm not going to go too far into this. On the pitching ones though, it is hit per 9, K per 9, and control. And then you can imagine it's a similar thing to this with the main and then the secondaries. Okay, so basically all cards can be usable now. In theory, yeah. It seems like the balancing is something they really focused on this year, and making all cards actually usable, even though they say that every year. It seems like they actually did something to make that happen this year, especially if you use those cards. Say you like a certain player that isn't a meta player. You can do this, you can parallel them and actually make them closer to the meta. And they also addressed that they will be paying attention to balancing and metas, and they will balance these. So like if one of these mods are too powerful at some point in the year, they will adjust. They said that, which I love, because if this was just stick and play, like a lot of things are with the game, that they don't address saying, hey, we will balance this. Usually if there's a meta, it's staying. But they said directly, we will balance this, and that makes me happy. Like if you have a player where the center of the center PCI is the biggest, i.e. a line drive hitter, would become a power hitter where the top of the center PCI is the biggest. I don't know if it would affect the PCIs or anything like that, but I guess in theory, I don't know if the dots of the PCI is affected by straight power rating. I like this mod stuff. Add some thinking. Yes, team building is going to be very, very interesting this year. Here's a look at the pitching ones. See how hit per 9, K per 9, control. And then you have your silver, which is just the basic of that main attribute. And then when you get to gold, that's when you can get the secondaries as well. Now, they also said, because we all know grinding parallel XP is awful, especially for hitters, they adjusted that quite a bit. So now hitters are going to go up essentially at the same rate as pitchers, which I think is super sick. Seeing if they leaked any cards there. They did not. They will treat it like they did the all-time boost last year, and they did a good job balancing those early in game. Well, W then. P5 racing about to be on crack. Yeah, and it's going to be even faster. Now, they also showed the Albert Pujols attributes officially. This is what they look like. 62 speed. I think we saw this yesterday, but these are the actual base contact and power numbers, and then you can adjust those with the mods. So yesterday, what we saw was the mods. This is the actual attributes for 99 Albert Pujols. And confirm, my camera's covering it, but third base, left field, and right field secondaries, first base primary for Pujols. Now, they started leaking live content. As you can see here, the first World Baseball Classic card is Travis Bazzana of Australia. I gotta say, whoever took the picture of Bazzana in the uniform right here, sick picture. Like, the card art's cool, but I'm just talking about specifically the picture on the card. Sick picture. Bazzana is second base only, no secondaries. He is an 88, and they did not say how you will get him, but we will take that. That's insane, CIA. So CIA in the chat just said 2 plate appearances offline on All-Star with a double and a run scored will be 189 PXP this year. Crazy. We will go over the actual ratios with PXP right now, actually. That's what they showed next. So they upped how much you're going to get as a hitter, but also they upped the multipliers on difficulty. So like 1x on rookie, but you get a 1.3 multiplier on veteran. All-Stars up to 1.8. Hall of Fame up to 2.3. 3 for legend, 3.5 for GOAT. And if you play online, it's an extra 1.5x. This is sick because they upped the multipliers for difficulty. So they said they actually tested, and playing at Coors against the Rockies on rookie and play versus CPU is not the fastest way to do it anymore. So it actually encourages me when grinding to maybe play online a little bit more. And as somebody that likes to play online, that's good. And if you want to play offline, you still have the option. You just don't get the 1.5 multiplier, which I think was always there, to be fair. But these multipliers changing is a big difference maker. That, and now the hitters actually going as fast as the pitchers. I think PXP grinding is going to be a lot more manageable this year, which is dope, especially with the mods. So you actually get to use the mods more on cards. Now, another thing on that screen, the screen you'll see, Carlos Santana Contributor Series. Big thing. They showed the card later, but you can see here, catcher primary. So he's an 83 gold. And it seems like he will be a team affinity card. So you'll get a gold within team affinity for each team affinity to start. That is not it from the team affinities, but a gold Carlos Santana catcher that I saw has 90 power versus right with 50 contact, but 110 power or contact versus left as the switch hitter. Insane. Carlos Santana meta will be back behind the plate, at least to start. Saw a damn card. It was 1.5 for online, but 1.1, 1.2, 1.35, and 1.5 per difficulty. So the modifiers for the difficulties changed big time. All right. They showed us a lineup screen right here, which, by the way, lineup screen looks clean. You see the Carlos Santana catcher, and then you see Jolt Series is back. Jim Thome for the Guardians, 88 overall Jolt Series, and the Jolt Series will be captains again. So you get that with Team Affinity again. But the thing is, they show later. Wait, chat. Was the gold Shane Bieber also in Team Affinity? Do you actually get 2 golds and 2 diamonds? I think you might. So there was a 83 Shane Bieber in there as well. I think you get 2 golds, and then there is a second diamond you also get as a Jolt Series for a pitcher. So you get a hitter and a pitcher captain all at the same time. So you see Jim Thome there, and then there's a Corey Kluber Jolt Series card. They said that? Okay, so yeah, I missed that. So you get 2 golds and 2 diamonds within each Team Affinity, and the diamonds are both Jolt captain cards. So you get a hitter captain and a pitcher captain for each Team Affinity. So theme teams are going to be crazy. Theme teams are going to be absolutely insane. You could run a Guardians theme team with both of these captains at the same time and be able to compete with like metagaming rosters. I think that is dope, especially if you get mods on each of them. Like you guys that just want to play with your specific favorite team. Like I got a buddy that's a huge Cubs fan. When he plays Diamond Dynasty, he only uses Cubs. Brother, this is like the perfect thing for you guys. The perfect thing for you guys. Now, when I was looking for that, I skipped over. We got a couple more WBCs. Munetaka Murakami. If nobody got me, I know Murakami got me. It said, apparently in the ratings reveal stream yesterday, they said he's in the XP reward path, which is why he's a 90. It's probably later in the XP reward path. But everybody will be able to get Murakami for free, it seems like. 90 overall. I'm so excited about him. His swing is beautiful. I love the Team Japan jersey. And they also showed another Team Japan player later. Let me see if I can find it here. Here it is. Kazuma Okamoto. Kaz Okamoto is also here. We get another Team Japan jersey. He's an 88 overall. I assume we'll be able to get him in a similar way that we'll get Bazana, maybe a program perhaps. Third base, first base, left field, secondaries. Love to see that. Hopefully they don't cock block Team Affinity this year. What do you mean by that? Just join. What do you mean when you keep saying mods for players? Check out this video that I am actually currently recording, and I talk about it a lot in there. We're not going to double down on that. Okay. They also talked about, did they leak any other cards that I missed? They basically talked all Guardians and Albert Pujols, and I think I showed all the Guardians cards. There's the Shane Bieber card, 83 overall contributor series. Yes. Also, after they showed Kaz, they showed Kyle Teal, 85 overall diamond. Assume he'll be even easier than the other guys, but since Ashley's a White Sox fan, they showed him. Team Italy, Kyle Teal. Secondary left field is super interesting. But Kyle Teal will also be a catcher option for you guys. And then the good stuff. The good stuff. And when I mean the good stuff, chat, this is game saving. The Twitch chat, which hates everything they say, spam W's for this. I don't know if you guys recognize who this is from the gameplay feature premiere that everybody hated. Chris Gill's back to talk some gameplay stuff. They officially announced pitching only out of the stretch online is gone. We are using windups again, which I know a lot of you guys were hating. You got a lot of you guys hated it, complained about the change. They changed that. They listened. And then the even bigger deal, Mr. Hey, you got to get good, that everybody was mad about on Twitter. They are going back on the PCI shrinkage on sliders. They're gonna monitor it. So if everybody complains about it, they'll put something like that back in. But they took it away to start. So no more PCI shrinkage on right away sliders. I think the community thinks it's a W. I understand why he wanted to make that change. I don't know if shrinking the PCI is the way to do it, but yeah, a low and away slider on the same side, pitcher and hitter, should be difficult to hit. So I get it, but I think them listening to the community here is a massive W. Showing that they actually listen to the community is a big W. And shout out them for making that change. I will say, because of this though, Man. Hitting is going to be crazy to start the game this year. It's going to be tough to pitch. Real tough to pitch. Mr. Have a plan at the plate, get good. Yeah, that is him. Yes. He did say something like that. I don't know if that was exact words, but basically. But that was the big change. And then they also acknowledged the leak yesterday. So if y'all didn't see it, there was a little leak of a scoreboard from the trailer yesterday of a new legend. And that new legend is Troy Tulowitzki is in MLB The Show this year, which a lot of people have been asking for years. This guy, his best cards are going to be damn good. I just hope the swing is also good. But Troy Tulowitzki is officially in the game as a new legend. Now, they also said next week, starting Monday, they're going to be dropping live content, cards, and things like that every day through the week starting Monday. So lots of content coming out next week. We will be talking about it. I think I'm going to be dropping a video on all of my opinions overall in the game and if you guys should buy it and all that. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're going to be dropping lots of content on the game. Next week, the marathon stream starts. So the live content feature premiere, their last feature premiere, next Thursday at the same time, 4 p.m. Central. I will be going live for my marathon stream right around then. We will watch that. We will play the end of Marlins franchise, and then we will go into MLB The Show 26, and the stream does not end. We will be live until all the way through the actual launch of the game on that next Tuesday. So guys, make sure you guys come through for that. It's gonna be a great time. There will be giveaways as well, and I'm super excited about it. I think it's gonna be a great time for all of us. How long is the marathon stream? It is through the launch of the game, so Tuesday the 17th, and then it depends if I have a jury duty or not on the 18th, because I'm supposed to, but hopefully they say, nah, we don't need you, and maybe I'll go another day or something. But at least through the launch of the game will be the marathon stream. I think that's about it for this one, though. If you guys have any questions, as always, put them in the comments. I will be sure to answer those. Hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.